From the lockdown San Francisco Bay Area, live every Tuesday night, it's ESG Live with Chuck and Raymir. Tonight, we thank all the essential workers and kick off our $20,000 giveaway. Also joining the show, 2 scooter riding essential workers and the 9 models of scooters being given away. And now, the Oprah of electric scooters, Temple. You get a scooter, you get a scooter, you get a scooter, you get a scooter.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Chuck with Electric Scooter Guide. Today's show is a really special show. It's not our standard scooter review. This is the show that's all about the electric scooter, essential scooter giveaway. We are, essential electric scooters we have seen are absolutely essential for a lot of people. And 2 of those people are going to be with us tonight. Eric Lopez and David, both are essential workers. They agreed to come on the show and just kind of talk about their experience with electric scooters and how that's helped them being an essential worker. We also, as you may or may not know, you probably know this by now, is that we have this big giveaway going on. And so basically we are giving away 30 electric scooters. We need to definitely shout out the people or the companies that are donating these electric scooters to the essential workers. So out of the 30, right, we've got 9 of them are from Fluid Free Rides. Actually, I forget how many from each person, but it's Fluid Free Rides, Vorel Motors, Go Tracks, Apollo Scooters, Rev Rides, and then of course we're donating 7 ourselves. So it's a big amount of it's a big kind of outlay for everybody, I know, and we want to thank all of those sponsors. But moreover, we want to thank the essential workers. And I know this only helps 30 of them. However, what we really hope is that this shines a light on how electric scooters can be the perfect type of mobility, especially during this kind of COVID and then even into the post-COVID era. We really think that not just us, but a lot of people are thinking that micromobility is what is going to come out of this post-COVID time that we live in. So anyway, yes, and thank you for everybody. I see you all in the live chat. I see 54 people already have tuned in and you guys are chatting it up, which is awesome. Yaniv, I know, and Ethan and Vienna, Stabley, I see you guys every week. This is, we do the show for you guys. And so it's so good to see Robert's here, David Vasquez here. Pretty cool. Okay. So today we're going to talk to a few folks, but then we're also going to detail all 9 different models of electric scooters. So there's 30 scooters in total, 9 different models, and there are separate contests, giveaways, whatever you want to call it, that are going to be running every day. The first one started today at 9 a.m. It runs till tonight. The next one it runs until the whole thing's over, actually. The next one starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So every single day at 9 a.m., there's going to be different scooters that you can win if you are an essential worker in the U.S. I should have mentioned that. I know we have a lot of viewers that are not in the U.S., although they're not up yet. They usually start waking up around 6 o'clock my time. So in like the next half an hour, we'll start seeing some of those folks come in from the UK. Anyway, so it's only open to the folks in the US. Anyway, you can check the link in the video description. It goes to our website that has the full kind of details of the scooters and everything. And then you use Instagram to apply for the contest. And actually the way you apply is actually pretty easy. We're not trying to make this a big popularity contest or whatever. Like today, all you got to do is follow us and Go Tracks, and and share it with somebody. That's it. It's not like we're trying to make you, make a produced video like I've seen, other places do, because this is, essential workers. y'all are already doing all. We just need to, we just need to have you do something, I guess. So, and then at the end, right, we will be making sure that everybody's an essential worker at the end. So, hopefully nobody that's not an essential worker applies for this. It's just for the essential workers. Okay. The other thing we're having tonight is on our Facebook group, we have a weekly giveaway. So we're giving away I think it's over $100 value fingerprint U-lock that you can use. Well, you can use it for anything, but it fits on most electric scooters. So that's really cool. Okay. So this is episode number 38. Our mission is to help you find the perfect electric scooter. We do the show every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. That's 8 o'clock in the East Coast, and who knows what time it is in other places. Please join our community. If you're on YouTube right now, definitely give us a thumbs up. If you're watching this, you got to hit that thumbs up button right now. Go find it. If you are watching this later, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That'll give you all the latest news and everything like that. Instagram. So before I was saying, don't worry about Instagram. I stopped talking about Instagram. We are kind of restarting our Instagram. Of course, this contest is on Instagram, so that's where you're going to find everything. So just go there, look at the contest. We're going to be posting mini reviews going forward and things like that. So it's going to be a source of information and value to people. It's not just going to be, pretty pictures. So cool. All right. And finally, our Facebook group, that is where the conversation happens. That is where our biggest community is kind of located right now. It's where the conversation happens at basically during the weekdays. During the show, it's in the live chat, as you guys probably know, but Facebook is where everything else goes on. There's so much going on with Facebook. David Vosk has basically taken over our Facebook account, which is fantastic. And so he helps so many people answering questions just constantly. So thank you to David Vosk, and he has started doing a weekly Facebook giveaway. So the results of the Facebook giveaway are going to be tonight at the end. But the other thing we do is we do Photo Friday. So Photo Friday, let's do Photo Friday. Here we go. Boom. How do you like that? Okay. So thank you, Rainier, for making this little bumper. It's pretty awesome. All right. So Photo Friday, we got 150 something photos, I think, in the contest for Photo Friday. And somebody won that's been trying to win for a long time. So that's cool. But first, we've got a couple runners up. So one runner up is Randy Garner, who has won this thing basically every time he enters. Randy Garner, we got his photo up there of Trigger, his 10X, which he loves. He's also always helping out on, I do office hours on Wednesday, so people can come in on Zoom, ask questions about what scooter to buy. He's on there. It's nice to chat with him all the time. So thank you, Randy Garner. Next is actually, I think this is the same Eric Lopez that's coming on tonight. I'm pretty sure. This is kind of random. My little sister actually started helping with the Photo Friday this week. So thank you, Mickey, for handling all of this. But Eric Lopez won runner up. And I think it is the same guy because it says location Orlando Urban Trail. And I know Eric Lopez is in Orlando. He's a nurse. He's going to join us later today. Yeah, we're getting the photo ready right now. So Eric Lopez is a nurse. He actually is originally in the surgical unit. We're going to talk about him a little later. But he is not only a essential worker, but he's also, a nurse, handling this whole situation. And I chatted with him earlier today. So we're actually very lucky to have him on, and we're lucky, we're very lucky for his service. So we've got his photo over there, which is nice. Okay. Okay. And then we've got two winners because they tied this week. First winner is Mark Carlos. So Mark, he's got the Mantis, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to pop that up here in just a second. The Mantis is one scooter that you can barely get your hands on right now. Here we go. What a beautiful photo of the Cabo Mantis. Very, very nice. And then finally, the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Stone, also won finally this week. I know he's been trying to win for a long time. Andrew Stone, you should check out his YouTube channel. If he's here, you can paste that in the live chat, Andrew, or anybody that knows him. But man, he's probably the only person that's like not in the industry that has the biggest collection of monster scooters that I know of. That photo had the Wolf, the 11X, and I think the Dualtron Thunder. But that's only like half of this guy's collection. He's got a whole garage full of these things. He's having it like he's got his kids racing them. Like it's kind of crazy. We're excited to see what what he's doing next. Okay. All right, cool. And then finally, before the news, I'll just tell you what scooters are coming up for us. We've got the Kiwa Hummer coming up. We've got the 10X. There's a train. We've got the 10X coming up. We've got the Mantis coming up, and then we should have the GT, the U-Scooters E2W GT coming up right after that. So that'll be wonderful. All right, ready for the news? All right. I love. How do you guys like these bumpers? Very Mirk put together. Let us know. Give us a like if you like them. All right. And message Raymir. He's watching. Okay. So a couple things in the news going on. So we've got basically a big deal on the sharing side, which I won't talk about too long. But the big news is that Lime acquired Jump as part of a big emergency funding round that was led by Uber. So Uber basically took over the market share. They're now like the lead investor for Lime. Lime, who needed emergency funding because all of the scooters for Lime and their shared mobility were like, all of a sudden in the last couple of months, they're dried up. They may not have had a good business model to begin with as far as like actually making money. So they got funded by Jump. Unfortunately, they got their valuation slashed by 80%, but they acquired Jump, which has been doing bikes for a long time and whatnot. It's a good deal for Uber, I suppose. Not a great deal for, Jump's employees because I think half of them got axed, which is not good. But I think that the reason I wanted to mention this is because what we're going to see in shared micromobility is a continued consolidation of those companies. That's what everybody thinks. And it kind of makes sense because there's just not a lot of differentiation in the products. Whereas for the personal market, as you're going to see today, there are scooters, big, small, fast, slow, everything, right? 3 wheels, whatever. And for shared mobility, they're just all big and bulky and, there's not a lot of differentiation. And the other big factor is that network effects plays a huge role with the shared market, right? So, you don't want to use 14 different scooters. You want to have the most scooters from one company so you can just use one app to get on them. And so I think, and a lot of people think, that we're going to continue to see more consolidation, which is the opposite of what we're seeing on the personal side. We're seeing more vendors spring up all the time, although the scooters that are being sold are starting to consolidate from what we see. All right, that's enough about that. Okay, next up, there was an article from The Guardian, so a London paper. Basically, the rest of this is like really good news actually for everybody, right? Basically, the UK is planning a £250 million investment in bicycle lanes, and they're going to fast track, the trials for electric scooters. So this is something that like Ben Fox, I know, is working on. We try to help with it a little that we could, but we're pretty excited. This is happening all over the world, but basically there are just so many factors contributing to the rise of just people taking back their cities and cars not being, like in New York where they have 36% of the entire city is devoted to cars, roads, and car parking. that not that I don't have any problem with cars at all, right? I have way too many cars right now. I have 3 cars. We need to get rid of one. But they're not the solution for everybody. We know that, right? We know that. So yeah, so all over the place, this is becoming a bigger deal. Also, studies, there's a quote from the articles that studies have shown that air pollution may play a role in higher COVID-19 mortality rates, with heart and lungs weakened by dirty air. So, this is like a respiratory issue for a lot of people, the COVID thing. Having dirty air, I'm sure, doesn't help. Cars don't help with dirty air. What does help with dirty air, clean electric, walking around, right? Basically increasing the amount of room that cities are devoting for sidewalks and bike lanes. Like, this is what we know needs to happen. And again, this is what we hope to do with this Essential Scooters campaign, with raising awareness of electric scooters on the personal side, is that we need protected areas to be able to ride these things, because it's good for us, it's good for the planet, it's good for cities, it's good for traffic, everything. Speaking of traffic, here's a terrible thought. I mean, hopefully it's not terrible, but think about what's going to happen when people start going back to work. Okay, people are not going to be wanting to use mass transit. That is the last thing people want to use. That's why the whole mass transit issue is why we're doing the Essential Scooters in the first place. Literally, the idea came when I was reporting on that subway image, and I couldn't get it out of my head about these people stuck in a subway car during COVID-19, half of them not wearing masks. And in New York, it just doesn't make sense. So when cities, some cities, some states, whatever, are already starting to go back to, somewhat normal, when people are starting to commute again, are they going to use mass transit? I don't know. I don't think so. So Vanderbilt, I think, did a study on the increase in how long it's going to take you to go to work. And for certain cities, it's really, really, really terrible. I think the very last graph on this page will actually show the very last one, all the way down at the bottom. You can look at that one too. But San Francisco looks really bad. I mean, even if 1 out of 4 people that normally were using mass transit go to personal vehicles, right? Go back into their car to commute, traffic is going to get atrocious. Think about that. Everybody that used to use mass transit, those people are not going to want to use mass transit. And you already have massive traffic in cities. Something has got to give. I hope that cities get smart, follow the lead of, Oakland, I think it's Ryan Russo in Oakland, and many other places that are expanding their infrastructure for micromobility, for walking, for all those things. Because if we have people sitting in their car for 97 minutes or whatever in San Francisco, man, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Things that just can't happen. Over time, and I'll just tell you, over time, this is not from me. I get all my info basically from Horace Dediu, micromobility guy, kind of like the top thinker in the space. He says, and he says over time, people commute 30 minutes, right? That is the amount of commute time that human beings are happy with, right? And as people moved out of cities and, whatever era that happened, you got highways and you got cars, and 30 minutes still was the amount of time. And like, as people move outside of the city centers, and you do have mass transit. And so, it's like 30 minutes is kind of what we need. If we're going to go at 3x or even 2x of 30 minutes, things, I don't know how that's just not going to work. Like, people will demand a better way. And then just a few other things. Seattle is permanently closing almost 20 miles of streets to cars. They're going to redirect traffic to allow for biking, walking, and pedestrians, and we know that means scooters as well. That's what's happening. Inner city Brussels has gone almost car-free. Also, the Italian government is thinking of giving 200 euros to incentivize people to buy electric scooters and bicycles. All over the world, this whole micromobility thing is happening. We've been saying it for a year and a half now. The macro trends are all there. World population's going up, urbanization's going up. There is nothing else that is going to happen. You cannot have people commuting in cars. Mass transit is going to be overwhelmed. Nobody's even going on it anymore. Things are going to happen. All right. While we work on getting, I think we're going to get Eric on the line shortly. Ramir's working on that. Let me just go over some deals right now. So basically, a ton of scooters are on special because a lot of them are actually out of stock. You've got, and you can go to our coupons page, which is it's linked in the video description. But we have basically like a lot of discounts because a lot of scooters they won't be available for like a week or two. So, Go Tracks, of course, we got $50 off the Go Tracks. Rev Rides is doing the biggest sale that they've ever done, which is 10% off across the board. We've got Vorel Motors with a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, we have Apollo scooters with $100. I think it's $100 off accessories with almost any purchase. So a lot of huge deals. Also, U scooters, the Sport, right, is $100 off right now, and that is in stock. They're getting their GTs, I think, in 2 weeks from now. Urban Machina is on the line, right? So check out, we have the Inokim Ox over there, and I think there's a coupon code for that as well. So check out that video description. Cool. All right, I think we got him on. Okay, let me see if I got his audio.
I hear you, man.
Okay, cool. All right. So our first guest today is Eric Lopez. We're super, super happy to have him on the show. He is an essential worker. He is in the surgical. He's a surgical unit nurse in Orlando, Florida. And I want to thank you for coming on. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I took a little early break. I got my mask off, ready for you guys. What are we supposed to be doing at home? Washing our hands?
Yes. You got your hands washed and everything?
Yeah, ready to go. We're good.
Perfect. Awesome. So thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for your service. I just want to say that again, that we're all at home, and you're out there and putting it on the line. And can you tell us a little bit about kind of like what your day to day is and everything?
Yeah. Again, when it comes to the thanks and everything, I'm speaking for everyone else in the medical profession. I mean, we appreciate it. We appreciate the thanks and everything, but it's really not necessary. This is what we signed up for. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that are ready to volunteer and step up when they need to. I've been super surprised. I've been a nurse for 9 years now. I've seen all kinds of stuff. Living in Orlando, I'm a member of the hurricane emergency response team. So we're used to stuff, going down, if you will. You know what I mean? Stuff, when we have to shut down major roads and stuff, and we see big accidents and all that stuff, there are tons of people ready to just get on the line. And this is something that we weren't really prepared for. But I have to say, I'm really proud of the line of work that I chose to do, and how incredibly heroic, and not just medical professionals. I float down to the emergency room. I work on a surgical unit, and a lot of the surgeries, elective surgeries, were canceled. They're just now starting back up in Orlando. So in the meantime, I've been everywhere, dude. The COVID unit wanted me for a certain amount of time. The emergency room, respiratory units, cardiac units, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, we've seen stuff, but this is something that we weren't really prepared for. But I'm really proud to be in the line of work that I'm in. It's great.
Yeah, man. On the live chat, you just got like 20 different thank yous and everything. So
thank you guys.
Community, yeah, the community is showing the love right now.
That's great, man. Yeah, I have to say, as you thanking me, I have to thank you guys. This has been hard on us and everyone else in this field. And this hobby has actually, given me something to kind of look forward to on my time off, because like you said, you guys are hanging out at home. I'm sure a lot of you, several of you are essential workers as well, and you can probably relate, man. If I'm out here working 3 12-hour overnight shifts in a row, I got a couple days off. I need something to do. You know what I mean? And there's nothing to do. So this has really, really helped me out, and it's helped me with transport, local transport as well. And I got, dude, your videos and everyone on the Facebook group, everything. You guys have been awesome, and you actually gave me kind of something to kind of get into, keep my mind a little busy when I'm off.
Yeah, tell me about that. And thank you don't need to thank us, man. This is what we do. But you could thank David Vosk. I know he was helpful, right, for you.
David's awesome. Andrew, I think his name's Andrew Garner. I've been watching his YouTube videos. Man, he makes me want to step up. He makes me a
yeah, man.
Man, it's crazy.
You go from one to the next, but. Yeah, tell me about like how you've been using your scooter, what scooter you got, how you kind of use it in your life.
Yeah, so as I said, I work 3 nights, 12-hour shifts. I work overnight, so that's a whole nother thing. I've been doing it for 9 years now. That's why I have these permanent, $50 grip eyes. But we're kind of used to it. But like I said, it's been rough, the last couple of months. And so on my time off, dude, like I said, I just need something to do. So for my scooter, I live downtown in a major metropolitan area, right? There's not a lot of traffic right now. So I've been using it to just run my errands. If I have to go to the grocery store, I have to run to a post office or something like that, I've been using that to kind of get around. I've also it really just helps me, get out of my head, get outside. I also run, I'll go jogging and stuff, but there's something about jumping on a scooter, man, and just whipping through it. It's very therapeutic, and it's something I know we joked about this yesterday, but it sounds stupid, but I needed this. I really needed this, and so much to the point where I have other friends that are also essential workers, and I lightly suggested it to them, like, hey, dude, this is what I've been doing. You should check it out. They all bought scooters.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. So basically, it's like it sounds like it's like a way for you to just decompress, to to kind of like get out of your head from I hope you don't see too many horrible things where you're working. I can only imagine.
For 9 years, dude, there's not a body organ that I have not seen out open. But recently it's been a little bit more crazy. Now things down, I'm not going to get into the whole media thing, but don't be frightened. Numbers are going down. I'm noticing a change from the front line, noticing a difference. So
That's good. That's good. How did you end up getting into electric scooters?
That's why I said thank you, man. I was just kind of hanging out one day. I had a friend that was interested in all other forms of electric micromobility. He was into boosted boards and one wheels and stuff like that. I was into it. I was always into it myself. Thought about getting into it. I got on a rental scooter, dude. I live downtown. I got on a rental scooter. I whipped around to the grocery store, and I was like, man, that was fun. It cost $7. But it was fun. You know what I mean? So I drive a pickup truck. So, just living downtown, just driving a few blocks. It's Orlando, man. It's hot. Sometimes you just want to get in some AC. So, I took a rental scooter, and I was like, man, that was so much more like efficient. It was easier, and it was fun. So I was like, well, this is a lot of fun, and it works for me, but it's going to be kind of pricey if I decide I want to ride it around. So I got addicted, dude. I started renting them and riding around for 30 minutes, 40 minutes around downtown, and started to add up. And I was like, man, it would be fun to just own one of these. And also it would be a lot cheaper in the long run. And it's nice to not have to, want to sanitize the whole thing every time you get on it.
That's right.
I looked in, I started watching your reviews, and I sent out a couple feelers to people like David Vosk. I emailed the people at Vorel Motors. You guys, amazing. Thank you, Vorel Motors. And I emailed a couple places and asked a couple questions. And me being a... Uh-oh.
Visiting hours will conclude.
Okay, we're good. Sorry. I was like, uh-oh. So I rode around for a while, and I asked a couple questions. Me being a bigger guy, everyone was really helpful. I'm 6'4", 230 pounds. So me and Ramir, man, bro, me and you. So, I just asked a couple questions and decided to buy one, and now I need another one. I thought maybe I would probably want another one, dude, my girlfriend's around. I have friends that come over and stuff too. I just need another one. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, cool. So you got the eMove Cruiser, which probably takes you as far as you need to go, I assume.
Yeah, it takes me where I need to go and on my fun ride. I take the long way now. It's great. It's great. Excellent.
Awesome. And in Florida, infrastructure's okay? I mean, how is it riding around there?
It's difficult to say now because so much of the rest of us, I got into this recently, during this pandemic. So now it's kind of like a feeler. There's plenty of room now, right? There's not that many cars on the road. But it'll be interesting to see how it is later on. But we have a downtown Orlando urban trail that's it's not very long. It's about 4 miles, links up to another couple of trails. So if I want to just go out and have a good time, it's great. And we have rental scooters and plenty of places to lock up and stuff like that. But, the infrastructure is not terrible in Orlando. I mean, I talked to David about this, and David, obviously, is the man. He's in New York City. I lived in New York City for a bit. It's nuts there, dude. I would not, to be honest, I'm probably not going to go to New York City for a little while just because, I don't want to get on a plane. I'm worried about how things are going to go. But if I do go, might go on a road trip and I'll bring my scooter, dude. And it's good to know that there will be places to go and I'll know how to get.
Yeah. David Voss, actually, he just asked, I've got my questions up here. By the way, Ramir goes like this when you're mentioning him. Yeah, he's
man.
20. He's listening in. He's David Voss is asking. He says, Eric Lopez, did you go riding with Corey from Armored Dillos?
We're setting up. So the interesting thing. This is another thing to know about Florida. And at least in Orlando, the scooter thing hasn't really caught on yet. A lot of people have been riding boosted boards and one wheels for a while. And like you, I'm all for micromobility. However you do it is great. You're plugging it in. There's no exhaust coming out. We can hang out. It's not loud. Cops don't bug us. We're riding around downtown. As long as we have all our stuff on, I have a Troy Lee Designs stage full face helmet,
Yeah.
We're not loud. They're electric. Nobody cares. Everybody else we got drunk people riding around on Lime scooters, so they don't care about us.
Yeah. Good.
So I have to with the Miami group so that we can all ride out because Corey's awesome, dude. Corey's done a ton. Corey's a freaking superhero. I don't know if you watched his YouTube video.
I have.
He broke a window and stopped some guy that did a hit and run. He's awesome, man.
We're
cool.
gonna have him on. I've been meaning to have him on the show because I've heard like a lot of good things about him, and I heard I saw a video. He hit and run, chases him down on a one wheel, smashes the window, pulls the person out, holds him down until the cops come or something.
Crazy.
Who does that?
Batman on a one wheel, dude.
It's crazy.
You know what I have to say about this. This is like a niche thing, right? It hasn't really caught on yet. You deserve way more viewers than you have now, so that's why I'm spreading the love, right? But it's crazy how positive everyone has been in this entire thing, how supportive everyone's been during this pandemic. And even before the pandemic, like when I was starting to get into it, everyone is on the Facebook group. Everyone is super cool. This is a really niche group. And this is a kind of a thing that people still kind of scratch their heads when you ride by. But everyone thinks it's cool and everybody asks questions about it. And everyone is so supportive and cool. So people in Orlando know about people in Miami, which is a pretty decent ways away. And now I know about people in Tennessee, New York City. I know about David in New York City. I know about Randy. I know about a bunch of these other people. And I could message any of those guys and they would be super cool, So it's crazy how supportive and how cool everyone is in this relatively small marketplace. So, and Corey doesn't even ride a scooter, dude. He rides a one wheel. So it's really catching on fast. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, if you're okay I got a couple of people are starting to ask questions of you. Do you mind if I just read some questions out? Okay, these are all from live chat. Tony asked, what kind of helmet do you use, Eric?
I use a Troy Lee Designs stage helmet. It's a full face downhill certified mountain biking helmet. It has MIPS in it. It was on sale as of last week. It was on sale for $177 on Amazon. Excellent. Really good buy. It's really light. It's hot in Orlando. I'm a big dude, so it helps that scary, so that's good. I have a buddy that just went to Academy Sports and he bought a Bell full face mountain bike helmet. So that's mostly what we're doing. The one wheel guys are crazy. They wear nothing. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you guys are nuts. But yeah, that's
cool. I guess it's not a question. Robert Brown just says, congratulations on your eMove Cruiser. They are the best for work. I have one also, and I always shout out Vorel Motors. They're the best. So he says that. Okay, I don't think this is actually, Alexander's just said, he messaged, he says, at Eric Lopez, amen. How incredible the channel is. I'm shocked it isn't. I don't like saying stuff about the channel.
He's right.
He just says it's shocked that it's not bigger. But one day, I don't want this to be about us. This is not about us. This is about thanking you. This is about getting scooters, like letting people know that scooters are a thing that can help the planet, help cities, help folks like you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm done. You go ahead.
I pick up hours. I have the opportunity to pick up hours at ORMC, which is another hospital campus within my organization. That's maybe 2 miles from my house. So I'm thinking of transferring and just making that my main kind of deal. Just scooting to work. I won't have to drive my big pickup. And it would be more stable and just easy, and it'd be a lot cheaper. Save a lot of gas.
Oh yeah. We did some analysis. I think on $20 worth of electricity on a typical scooter, you go I think 8,700 miles compared to $20 on like a Toyota Camry was like 170 miles or something. Like it's just ridiculously cheaper to use. I mean, and you get to see, you get to feel the wind and everything. Anyway, you know it. So cool. I think we got to keep moving on with the show. But man, thank you so much for being on and just doing this with us. And it's good. It's good to see your face. I know. It's like we're all in the Facebook group together, but like it's awesome to just have you come on here and thank you for your work. And I know everybody is messaging the live chat right now saying the same thing.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate everything. I really 100%, I'm sure I speak for everyone else in the live chat. We really appreciate what you guys do for the community, and the fact that you're doing this for essential workers, dude, that's God sent. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna join on that. I'm gonna jump in on that that contest myself. So we'll see.
Do it,
see. But
please.
Man,
please
we
do
appreciate. I know you said it's about us, but we're very thankful for you. We appreciate you guys, David, Voro, Rev Rides. You guys are awesome. Apollo might be the next one. We're looking into it.
Yeah, look into it. And I'm just gonna say also that it's not me either for us. This is Justin, Raymir and Richie is like we're the team right now. And so shout out to those guys because they're the ones that put all this together. I just go sit here in a chair and chat with you.
Let's go.
So. Yeah, so shout out to those guys. It's Richie editing all those videos. He's my stunt double now. Raymir's on the videos. He's in here sweating with me every Tuesday. Today, not so much because it's cool out, but every other Tuesday he's sweating. So, and then Justin does our website and all the strategy. So anyway, I just want to thank those guys. But cool. All right, we gotta get running. We'll chat with you soon.
All right.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Man, that was a great interview. Man, it's cool. This is like probably like one of my favorite, the job, this whole thing is like, it can be stressful, running Instagram contests, getting 30 scooters and everything like that. But, talking to guys like, Eric Lopez, just kind of, you kind of feel what it just kind of makes it all worth it, I guess, when you can actually, see a person that has a scooter and you can be like, and they can tell you like, hey, like this helps me de-stress after my like 12-hour night shifts dealing with COVID patients or surgical patients or whatever it is. Like that's awesome. That's awesome. And, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without the viewers that we get, without, 117 of you guys right now watching this. We don't have any status except for the people that watch us, right? You guys are all of our bosses. So, we serve you, and by serving you, we're able to like, try to wrangle up resources to serve you better. I mean, that's kind of what our mission is. Not our mission, but it's how we operate, I suppose. Okay, we have a question, and then we're gonna go to our second interview, and then we're gonna go to Travis Fisher asked, Chuck, what's the first electric scooter you ever tried? Oh, okay, that's a good question. So when I moved to San Francisco, 2016, late 2016, in the middle of the super rainy winter, I was like, I can't drive in this crazy city. No way I'm going to do it. So I searched online. This is before any shared scooters were existing yet. My girlfriend, now fiance, who's in the live chat, her name is Vienna. She was like, I'm going to get an electric scooter. And I was like, I'm going to get an e-bike. And I thought about it for a while. And after 2 weeks, I kept going over every situation I would find myself in a city. And I don't typically think other people are right very often, like they're giving, like I'll think I'm right a lot of times. But then I thought about it more and more, and I'm like, damn, actually, the electric scooter beats the e-bike actually for almost everything that I do. So I got one, and it was the U-Scooters Booster, not Booster Sport. This is like early 2017. It's just a U-Scooters Booster, and it's a small scooter, solid tires, e-brake only and a foot brake. So, but extremely small. I could not stop talking about electric scooters. Every single person, I'd go to restaurants, people would stop me, and I would just chat with them for 20 minutes. Just basically, I wasn't selling it. I just couldn't stop myself from talking about it, which then people thought I was like selling them or something, but I wasn't. I didn't make any money off of it. We had no affiliate commission or anything like that. It was just, I just couldn't help myself. I was just like, this is the best thing. Because it was like under my desk at the restaurant, and I'd just walk out with it and just zip on my way. And that was like, people were like, what the? Anyway, that was the first one. Okay. So we have another guest. Actually, I recorded this earlier because Dave, who also is a member of our Facebook group, he's an essential worker. He's actually an air balance technician, so he's kind of like an air quality control person, making sure that places like where Eric works, hospitals, have good, clean air, right? So like, again, a super important person that needs to be able to work. He is actually, I believe, still working on different things right now, so he wasn't able to make the show. He'll watch this later, but I recorded this short interview with him earlier today. Let's run this. Okay, so I'm recording now. Being on the show here, and I know it's early for you, and you're already at work, and I'm of course in my bedroom. So, but you're from the Facebook group. I think that's where we connected, and can you just talk real quick about like where you work, and then we can talk about the scooters that you ride.
Yeah, I work in construction. I do a lot of air testing, air quality testing, a lot of hospitals and big facilities like Amazon and other places like that. I ride around Sacramento. I ride around my neighborhood. I also use the scooter to commute in the city. When you drive there, you have to pay for parking. It's pretty expensive. So you have to, you can't really leave the parking garage. So it's a way to, once I get into the city, drive around, commute around, check out sites that I wouldn't normally have access to with a car. Kind of add a little bit to your workday. But when you get home, I live in a really flat area, so it's not so much for commuting there, but it's a really good way to get out and see your neighborhood, see everything around you, get to know your neighbors. It's given me a different perspective of my community. Something that you do in a suburb with a car is you just come home, you park in your garage, you might wave to a neighbor, but you don't really see them. You don't go down different streets. You find one singular route home, and that's what you take. And you might go to a grocery store or a restaurant nearby, but for the most part, it's work, then home, and then whatever hobbies you have. But being on a scooter, you can come home, ride around your neighborhood, get to know everybody, realize how many people are out around the community, realize how many people are out at parks riding bikes, just having a good time, and just being a part of that is amazing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's also kind of my commute is like you get to see, I take a different route and I live in Berkeley, so the everybody's got a different garden and you can check that out, or you see the same people kind of walking by. I know there's one guy on the BART path that I wave to every time, and you just, you don't get any of that in your car, right? I mean,
Yeah,
um,
the interaction, even just the looks or the waves. And I ride sometimes down over by Discovery Park, and there's some homeless people, and they get to know you, and they start waving to you, and it just makes you feel for your community.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most overlooked aspects of electric scooters. When before you own one, you just think it's a way to get from A to B. That's like a car, but cheaper or, quicker or whatever it happens to be. People don't realize that when you're in your car, you basically really kind of walled off from the world. And you leave your house where you're walled off, you go in your car where you're walled off, and you may interact with people at work, but that's it. But there's so much more to life, I think, that, when you actually when you actually are not putting a barrier between yourself and your world.
Yeah, it's really true, especially with the technology of cell phones. It's helping us learn a lot, and getting out there in cyberspace to socialize, but not so much in real life. And I think scooters are a big part of that. There's the Bay Skate in San Francisco where all those community riders get together, and there's not a whole lot like that, where just a ton of people get together. They have an instant connection to where they just show up, and it's you ride a scooter or an e-skateboard or a EUC, and I ride one, and just that instant bonding, and you have something to talk about, and from there friendships grow.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about, I know you work, you mentioned that you work in San Francisco a lot, and you have to get around San Francisco, right, to different, I guess, job sites or lunch things, or that type of stuff. So how does your scooter, help you in that regard?
When I'm there, I will pull it out, and if I need to take a break, if I'm having a stressful day at work, or if I need to go to lunch, I'll take it. And sometimes the hotels in San Francisco, when I do have to do a long job there, I have to stay there, and they're so expensive. They can get $500-600 a night, and I'll go across the bay to Oakland and stay there. It's much cheaper, even over there on the water, and you just take BART with your scooter right into San Francisco, and now you have your scooter to go around to the job, on break, to lunch, and back, and you can just cut that cost in half.
Yeah. And so you take the BART in, you park outside of BART, and then you BART back in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go from my hotel to BART, and then into the city and to the job, and then
And you just
same
take your
back.
scooter to each job?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do people you work with say?
Oh, they love it. Most of them kind of stare at it for a minute, and then they get interested in it, and then they want to know if they can ride it.
Yeah.
And
Do you let them ride it?
sometimes they do. Yeah. I mean, it's a scooter. It's meant for fun. I'll let them ride it.
Do you put it on a single motor or dual motor mode for them?
I ask them how athletic they are.
Uh-huh.
I ask them how athletic they are first, and usually start with that. If they have good balance, and if they're athletic, then I'll put it on dual motor and let them just try it out.
Yeah. What do they say? Do they like it, or are they scared?
Usually it's a woohoo. I have somebody with me here, Josh. I have somebody with me here that I let him ride it on dual mode. What'd you think about the scooter?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was really, really fun. I wanted to get one myself.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's usually the reaction I get, whether it's on single or dual motor.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, if you've never been on a scooter, even single motor on Thunder is kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, sweet. Cool. Any other thoughts about how electric scooters, affect your life or commute or anything like that as an essential worker?
It just helps relieve a lot of stress in these kind of times. There's a lot of stuff with the COVID going on, and it creates a lot of anxiety and stress, and that's just yet another avenue to relieve that stress. With not being able to go anywhere and stay there, with places being closed, just being able to hop on that and ride and get some fresh air, sometimes, I mean, it can just clear your mind.
Yeah, cool. Dave, thank you so much for agreeing to be on, pre-recorded for the show tonight, and thank you so much just for being, for doing what you do and being an essential worker, and like putting yourself, at risk to like be in the community during this like pandemic that we're under, and yeah, I just want to thank you for all of that.
Well, thank you to all the essential workers out there, especially the healthcare workers. They really put themselves out there for us. And thank you for having the group. It's definitely like no other group. It's a group that comes together. It's a new thing that's rising up, and it's pretty exciting. And it's good to be a part of a group that's not just a Facebook group, but all the testing that goes behind everything, all the camaraderie. It's pretty exciting. So thank you for putting it all together.
Awesome. Yeah, it's my pleasure for sure. All right, Dave. We'll sign off, and yeah, I think we'll have to be able to meet up hopefully later this week, with masks on, of course. But we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dave, for doing what you do. I talked to him this morning, and it was a great guy, great conversation. I hope we're gonna meet up maybe later this week. He rides around on some pretty good big scooters, and it's, he has a different use case where he actually goes into cities, or he goes to San Francisco, and sometimes I know, it's like, scooters are one of those few things where you could actually drive your car to the outskirts, and then you take out your smaller mobility vehicle, which is your scooter, and you and then you actually take that around for your shorter trips. And that is the name of the game, right? In all honesty, that, when you're on longer trips, 200 miles, obviously you need to take a car, or, a train, I guess, if you don't have a car. But then once you're going around a few miles here and there, that's when the scooter comes in handy. So really awesome to hear from Dave. And thank you very much, Dave, for like your service as an essential worker. Like, I know everybody appreciates it. Okay, so let's talk about scooters. And don't forget, these are the scooters that are on the giveaway right now. So we're gonna go in order of what may be kind of the days. I'm not sure. We don't have every single day planned out 100% yet, but you'll know at 9 a.m. every morning. So always check back that our Instagram, and that's where we're gonna be posting that day's kind of giveaway or contest. So the first scooter I have behind me right here, this is the GoTrax XR Ultra. Okay, and we want to thank GoTrax for two things. Number one, they're giving out 5 of these scooters today. Okay, like not one, not two. They're literally giving out 5 electric scooters for essential workers. Right now. They also, the ones that we're giving away, right? We they're actually not giving ours at cost. We're kind of paying, but we're paying costs. So they're actually taking a little bit of a hit on their profit so that we could give away a few more of them. So they're kind of, they're helping us out in 2 ways. When somebody asks me what is a scooter I kind of recommend for entry level, I'm either recommending a GoTrax or a Xiaomi, right? Xiaomi is maybe closer to $400, whereas the XR regular is actually $300, and then it's $50 off if you use our coupon code, or maybe it's even $250, and then 5 or 8% off of that. It's like $250 or even less. Now the Ultra is the one with the LG battery, and it goes a little bit further. And so I think like right now, I think it's around $300 after our discount code. So quite a bit less, for a lot of people, $300 versus $400 is pretty big difference. So this is a good entry level scooter. It got ranked 4.1 out of 5 on the recent ESG, like the big survey that we did. And it's kind of like, it's a good solid scooter for entry level. You can see from probably some of these pictures, the fit and finish is actually really, really good on it. We've had I've ridden the V1, my buddy. I've had the V2, or GoTrax gave us the V2. We've reviewed that. And now we've reviewed both the XR and the XR Ultra. And we don't, like, I know, like, we haven't had them break on us, which is like, you would think that like a $250, $300 scooter is going to break on you. It didn't. None of them have, actually. And, as far as like, why do I recommend it for kind of like beginners? Because number one, it doesn't go all that fast, right? They say 15, 16. We clocked this one in at 14.6 miles per hour, right? So, if you're younger, if you're new to scooters, if, you're scared, don't get a scooter that goes like 30 plus miles an hour. Start with something a little smaller, right? Then if you upgrade and down, in the future, you can always, I'm sure I could right now sell this for like $200 on Craigslist, right? Like even the small scooters you can kind of sell for $200. For safety features, it actually has everything except for one feature that we look for. So it's got, it's got dual pneumatic tires. So, pneumatic, right? Better for, performance, safety, and comfort because you have damping there, right? It has a disc brake, right? A hand disc brake on the back tire, which it just cruise around. It actually has a bell on it, which, audible warning device. It does have a high mounted front light. So, in the front, the higher the mount, the better, right? So you can shine that light going down, and so cars can see you better. It is lacking that rear red light, so definitely make sure to pick up a rear red light if you win this scooter. Like, you want to get a helmet, of course, but like the next thing you should get if you ride at night is going to be that rear red light. So definitely check that out. And we clocked in the XR Ultra at 13.1 miles of range, so again, for $300, 13 miles is not bad, especially because, it charges quick. If you do go like 5 miles each way and you're worried, you just bring your charger with you or buy an extra one at work. And it's just small, so like anybody can carry it. It's under 30 pounds. It's good. Okay, next one up. And that's today's contest. So if you go to Instagram right now, that's the one that you can win. Okay. Second is Fluid FREERIDE. So Fluid FREERIDE literally donated 9 different scooters. We're kind of blown away. Thank you so much, Julian and Fluid FREERIDE and that team. I think we're going to start their they might have actually 2 days because they gave us so many scooters. So I think tomorrow will be for Fluid FREERIDEs. So let's talk about the Horizon first. I'm going to go and put that scooter up. Oh, you can see them. Wearing shorts. Okay. Cool. All right. So, the Fluid FREERIDE Horizon. This is one of the scooters that I reviewed a long time ago before before Raymir got here and all of our quality improved so much. But it's a good scooter. I think it's actually on super discount right now. So if you go to Fluid FREERIDE's website, or please go through our link, but it's like really big discount. Also Horizon in June 150, I believe, is the coupon code to get $150 off of the scooter. It's actually the first scooter that we ever rode that got more range than was advertised. So you know how they do it, right? They tell you get 60 miles of range, but you get 40, right? That's pretty normal. For whatever reason, this one literally got me 26 miles of range. Top speed's 24 miles per hour. It's got pretty good hill climbing ability, 13.2 seconds. It actually got rated really high. So the reason why, we did this best electric scooter, we did this survey for finding the best electric scooters based upon, votes. We got 750 something responses. This got ranked a 4.5 out of 5. So, people are not having a lot of issues with with the scooter, I mean, there's quirks to it, right? Where like, you know, it's not 100% perfect, right? You've got your charging port right here. So if you've got the, you know, if you've got it totally unfolded, that front wheel can kind of hit the charging port. You know, there's some things, but overall, it's a very compact scooter that goes pretty darn fast, that goes for a lot of miles, and it's got a really nice motor. It's a 500 watt motor, so it climbs hills well. It gets up to speed pretty well, right? It's not a dual motor scooter, but it's also like, you know, what, $600 right now, $650. So it's a good one. Also, the rear tire, right, is a solid tire. So it's this kind of mixed style. So it's a drum brake and a solid tire. So the rears, right, people said it's 90% of flats go on the rear. So we did a poll on the Facebook, and I think it was 94 or 96%, I forget, of people got their flats on the rear. I've had 100% of my flats on the rear. So having that solid rear tire disallows you from getting a flat on the tire that you're mostly going to get a flat on. So, you know, you don't get the performance of a pneumatic, but you do get this trade-off, which is like very, very, very low maintenance. So it's a great scooter. Oh, Yaniv is asking how wide is the deck on the Horizon. I can measure it, but I actually should have that data. Scooter database. Give me 1 second and I'll get you that. I think it's around 7.5, 8 inches, but let me just pull it up real quick. Fluid FREERIDE Horizon. The deck is should be 7 inches. Should be 7 inches. So cool. Yeah, I mean it's comfortable. It's got enough room. And also, if you notice, right, there's variants of this scooter, right? It's kind of this Titan T8 style. Well, if you notice, some of them have trolley wheels or the handle in the back. So you can't get your foot to the back, any further off of the back platform. This one, you do actually have a couple extra inches off of the back for that. So that's good. Okay. Good. Yeah, and I'm keeping up with the comments here too. Okay, let's go on to the next scooter from Fluid FREERIDES, which is going to be the City Rider. Give me 1 second. That is not the right one. Yeah. You want? Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, should I start talking about it or should I just move it? I don't think anybody cares if I'm moving it around. Oh, actually, no, we don't have this one. Okay, sorry. Okay, the City Rider, Fluid FREERIDE. So we want to get this one. We'll get Julian to send us one of these things. But basically, this is their lowest end model. I think it's $399. And it's a super, super low maintenance model. So scooters that have dual solid tires, right? If you're riding in rain, don't be going too crazy on solid tires. But if you're riding in good weather, like I said before, my first scooter was dual solid tires. I actually did just fine with it because I knew what not to do with it. But I believe it's 8.5 inch, honeycomb solid tires. So, and a drum brake. So it has a legit drum brake. It's got a really nice, cool looking kind of wooden deck, which is awesome. I think we actually are giving away, I should let you know, Fluid FREERIDE is doing 3 Horizons and 3 City Riders. So plus, I'll tell you 3 wide wheels, and those are coming up next. The City Rider also has turn signals, which is pretty awesome. And it's got a 300 watt motor. It says it gets 10 miles of range, so we're gonna have to test that. But actually, Fluid FREERIDE's website seems to be more kind of like on par with what we get than other websites. So it's good. And also, it's got a top speed of 18 miles per hour and it weighs 28 pounds. So it's a light scooter. It goes pretty fast. It should climb okay with a 300 watt motor. I've seen some other people's videos of the scooter and it looks pretty decent. So, I think for somebody that's commuting, right, shorter commutes for this one probably, it looks pretty good. Okay, now let's go over the final scooter. Should I go move it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the wide wheel. Yeah, we got 3 wide wheels coming up. Okay. I'm gonna start talking. Oh, we got some video playing. Okay. So for the wide wheel, man, the first time I rode this scooter, it was like, I mean, I had ridden the Spider before. I actually met up with Alien Rides in San Francisco, I think, before I got these other. Do you need some? Let me know if you need help, Ramir. Yeah? Oh, you got it. Okay. So, you know, when you push down on the throttle on the wide wheel, it's like, for that price, that is kind of the most torquey kind of acceleration that you get on an electric scooter. It's super fun. It's crazy. It's fast. It's definitely a thrilling ride. You will notice that the tires are also really wide, right? That's why it's called the wide wheel. And so that does 2 things. Number one, it allows you to roll over obstacles. Like say you're going onto a train track, right? Or something like that. Or just like a big stick is in your way. You're going to be able to roll over those objects a little bit better because you have this wide tire. Your tire's not going to like flop off to one side or the other. At the same time, turning is quite interesting. So when you turn on the scooter, those super wide tires make turning kind of wonky feeling. I mean, I would say wonky is the right word to use at the beginning, but then after you ride for probably an hour or something on the scooter, you start to get used to it. You learn how to turn with it, and you kind of get the hang of turning with it, but it's not a nimble scooter, right? It's great. I'll tell you what it's my favorite scooter for. It's my favorite scooter for riding up into the hills, up into Tilden Park, where I live. So, when I need to blow off steam, I go out of the house, I take the wide wheel, and I'll rip up 1,000 feet of incline, getting to the top of, the hills, the hills of Berkeley here. And on good roads, that are banked, man, it's fun. It's super fun. It's a fun ride. And this is the 3rd version of the scooter that we now have. So actually, I'll tell you, the second version, the 2019, we've got 2 of those that are going to go in the contest, and 1 of the Wide Wheel Pros, which is the newest model with the dual disc brakes. So the one you're seeing here is the Pro. It's got a ton of upgrades on it. There's 1 of those that Fluid FREERIDE's giving away, but 2 of the 2019 edition. And so the 2019 is actually the middle edition. The first edition is the one that had the brake issue, right? Which is fixed, of course. So the one previous to this did not have the 2 brakes on it. Only the Pro has the 2 brakes on it. Anyway, of course, great hill climbing ability, great acceleration. You go to 15 miles an hour and ride around 3 seconds. I mean, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fast. So kudos to Fluid FREERIDES, because like that's a lot of scooters. Okay, next up, the 09. So you guys may know, but if I had to choose an electric scooter for me that I was buying for myself, I would actually get the 09. And the reason why is because it is, for the weight and for that price, I actually have that as the #1 scooter for commuting. Okay. So it competes with the wide wheel, right? It competes with other scooters around that $1,100 price tag. Although, right, RevRides right now has a 10% off, and big shout out to RevRides. We were asking them, hey, if you want to, donate some of your, little bit, like, you don't need to donate the 10X, right? That's like such a big scooter. And also, when somebody wins a 10X, it's just that scooter's not for everybody, right? Not everybody can use a scooter like the 10X, right? So we actually asked for smaller scooters from these folks. And as we all know, the 08 and the 09 are basically the same size scooters. They weigh within a couple pounds of each other. And so I was talking to Nathan, and he's like, man, I just rather give the 09s. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I just like them so much. I just really, so I appreciate that. It's like really nice that, I know it costs them more to donate these scooters. So we have two 09s, and they're both over $1,000 value, of course, as you know. Yes. So, I mean, awesome scooter. So back to what I was saying, when I'm going to choose the perfect scooter for me, it's the 09. And the reason is because like I need about a 45-pound scooter or less, because that's what I can kind of carry in one hand. And so for me, the most feature packed scooter with all the bells and whistles is the 09. It's got, it's got almost 29 miles per hour top speed, 22 miles of range. It's got two brakes, so that's the big upgrade between the 08 and the 09, is that with the 09 you get a drum and a disc brake along with regenerative, but with the 08, it's one brake. You get a little bit bigger motor, 600 watts instead of 500 watts. And it's got great performance, right? It's got the dual pneumatic tires, so you get more performance. And then also, just to top it all off, you've got these really, really cool stem and deck lighting. So when I go home from work, here in the office in Albany, and I just cruise to Berkeley, it's only a couple miles away, but Berkeley, Albany have really, really bad nights for lights, like city lights. So, it just, you don't get anywhere. And actually, maybe I'll turn those on real quick if I can. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it without looking. And boom. Haha, did it blind. So the deck lights are where it's at. I just feel safer. I just feel safe on the scooter. I feel like people can see me. Of course, I still put more front light and I still wear my, helmet mounted rear light, but like with two disc brakes, with, with the speed that it has, I can keep up with cars, and 22 miles of range is totally enough for me. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Looks like Cody also likes it, hopefully. Very, very cool. Okay, let's keep moving. Next scooter is the Ninebot Es. And this was, so generously donated, that we've got, I believe, 2 of these donated by Apollo Scooters. So what's crazy about this is that Apollo is actually not even in the United States. Their headquarters is actually in Canada, but because they do help customers in the United States, they were instantly ready to help with this cause. And they're very, very supportive of what we're doing and helping the essential workers. So they did not hesitate to donate scooters to this. So they have 4 scooters they're donating. 2 of them are the Ninebot Es. Es is another scooter that's going to be really low maintenance, right? It's got the solid tires, right? It's got electric brakes. I think we have some pictures of it coming up soon. Yeah. We've reviewed the scooter. You could find our review on the scooter. We got 16 miles per hour top speed. We got 9.6 miles of range. Also, it does have an IP54 water resistance metric, which is actually like pretty good. It means you can ride in the rain, pretty well. I love, probably my favorite thing about this scooter actually is the ground lights. So I can't remember, but I think you might even be able to like change them and change the color. But I remember I was going to a bar in Berkeley, a brewery, right? Just one on I think it was on San Pablo. And I was meeting some friends of mine. It was late, and I rolled in with this like, colorful alien looking thing. This is like year ago or so, and everybody's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, scooter we're testing out." And anyway, it was pretty interesting. So fit and finish on this scooter is really good. Segway's good company. So we definitely thank Apollo for donating 2 of those scooters, and I'm not sure which day Apollo's is going to be, but it's going to be one of the days. The other 2 scooters for Apollo, and maybe should I go ahead and switch this out? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it out, but it's going to be the Apollo Light. So I'll be right back. I'm going to switch it. not. So I'm gonna just. We got audio. Okay. So this scooter. So what I have behind me is actually the Apollo Explorer. It's not the Apollo Explorer. It's the Apollo Lite. It's just that I wanted to show basically kind of like something similar that it looks like. Maybe the website is a better to show for this scooter. So the Apollo Lite, I think the deal with Apollo scooters in general is that they are the only ones with a 24-month warranty. So it's kind of like, I think the first year is like full, and then the second year you pay cost on a few things, but you still get like, it's still like basically, I believe, the best warranty in the industry right now, which is fantastic. The Apollo Lite is an inexpensive scooter, costs $677 right now. I do believe we have a coupon code for $100 off of the accessories. Now it has a 350 watt motor, so unlike other similar scooters that are 500, this one is a little bit less power, but the price is also a little bit less. So it's it's right in there. It's where it needs to be. It's got a rated top speed of 22 miles per hour, 22 miles of range, and the rear tire is a solid rear tire. So that will again, keep you from having maintenance. Having to get flats right on that rear, because we know over 90% of flats happen on that rear tire. So fantastic scooter, and thank you. I see Apollo in the live chat here, so thank you. And I see everybody in there. Oh boy. So thank you guys for those scooters, and I hope we get to test one of those out soon. Okay, now on to the last two. That's going to be Vorel Motors. We've got, let me swap this out. Yep. So we've got the Touring, the eMOVE Touring. Oh, great. Thank you, Ramir. eMOVE Touring was rated actually a 4.6 out of 5 on the electric scooter, the big survey that we did. So like a really, really high rating. I know a lot of people have this scooter. It is fantastic. It's like basically the way I think about this scooter. It's just fantastic, ride quality, right? Because it's got this super, super big deck, and it's got this upgraded suspension. And so when I talk to people about what has kind of the most comfortable ride under $1,000, I would put this one at the very, very top of the list. It is really excellent. Top speed, 24 miles per hour. 22.1 miles of tested range, and I believe that is now upgraded with an LG battery on this model. So it's really good. Also, this is a scooter that I don't know if you remember, we had on a military veteran, Andres Burgos, right? This is one of the scooters that he bought. He bought this in the levy. And he's been kind of reporting back to me on how it's going. And actually, it's going really well for him. I need to catch up with him. But this is the scooter that he got. And he's figuring out how other people that are amputees can use it. Because it does have some pretty cool features, like, you can turn on zero start, right? It's got different options that really help him out. And he's enjoying it a lot. So thank you to Vorel Motors. I think that they're doing, let me just check. They're doing one Touring, and let me just tell you, finally, they're doing 2 eMOVE Cruisers. So we heard from Eric Lopez about his eMOVE Cruiser. Probably half you guys have eMOVE Cruisers. It got rated 4.3 out of 5 on the recent survey. We have a lot of reviews on the scooter. It's an amazing scooter for that price. It's got a ton of features on it. It goes for days. So, it's the longest scooter we've ever tested. Last year we had the Scooty Awards. You can check our YouTube if you see that one. And it got 50.3 miles of tested range. So that is really cool. Yeah. Oh, we're switching out. Cool. It's got a IP67. I think it's one of the very few scooters with IP67 water resistance rating, which is like very unusual. but you know, we sprayed it down with the hose and we could not get anything to go wrong with that scooter. So there we go. Got it up here. Boom. So it's got a super long deck. It's got turn signals, right? It's kind of like it's like our top choice for the long range commuter scooter. We tested the top speed to be 26.2 miles per hour. And, you know, dual disc brakes, it stops super quick, like, you know, around 11 feet of stopping distance at 15 miles an hour. I mean, it's just all around an amazing scooter. And Vorel Motors is donating 2 of those, giving those away. So please check back. Let your friends know about this, you know, about this giveaway that we're doing. Okay. Boom. The time has come for the Facebook giveaway. Soon the time has come. So we every week on Facebook, this is led by David, we do a giveaway for for just some, you know, something, right? His idea was like, you know, $50 gift card and, you know, something like that, which is cool. But then I think he just started talking to the scooter sellers, and they're all like happy to donate different things. And actually this week we actually have a pretty cool like gift for you for our Facebook fans, or not fans. Hopefully they're fans. Just all people had to do was just click like on the post. It's pretty easy to do. So this is a fingerprint. We actually have one. Maybe it's in the other room, but it's a fingerprint based U-lock that, you know, I was skeptical, like, you know, is this thing gonna, like, you know, run out of batteries? But actually, it says one charge goes for 3,000, you know, on-off cycles, or, you know, lock-on-lock cycles, which is pretty cool. So it is an Aerox, a subsidiary of Xiaomi, and cool. We got the picture of it up there too. So, and I want to thank Apollo. Apollo is sponsoring this. They're the ones that are giving this away, along with their 4 scooters this week. They also are sponsoring the Facebook giveaway. We just have so many giveaways. It's crazy. So you can see a link to this product also in the video description. So if you're interested, and I've used this and it works pretty well, check it out in the video description. Also, if you buy one of their scooters, you can actually get it for nearly free. You just got to use our coupon code and you get $100 off. And this thing is like $110. So kind of a good deal. So the deal with the Facebook giveaway is we've got some dice here. Maybe I do. What do we need, Raymir? You gonna roll the dice? Or you want me to roll the dice?
You roll it and then you hand me the microphone.
Okay. And then do you have the names? David sent us the new names.
Yeah.
You got the new names in there, okay? Because we don't want to have the same names from last week winning. That would be horrible. Okay. So I'm gonna roll the dice. However many rolls of the dice, that's how many times he's gonna click randomize on the list, and then we're gonna have a winner. So let me get my notes here. Here we go. Don't let it be a 6 again. Okay, it's a 2.
2.
Lucky number 2. You want the dice? Oh, you want the mic. Okay.
Hey everyone, Raymir here. I just
Understood.
wanted to say
That's fine.
I'm excited about this giveaway. So thank you, Apollo, Vorel, for FREERIDE, Gold Tracks, and Rev Rides.
I think that's everybody.
That's
Apollo.
everyone. Apollo. That's at Apollo
Okay,
first. So cool.
This particular one is just Apollo, though.
All right, so here goes the names. I have all the names entered here, as you guys can see. Here we go, all the names. I'm gonna press randomize twice, because you rolled a 2, correct?
That's right.
Okay, here we go, 1. Okay, 1. Again, boom. Okay, cool, 2. And you guys can see it right here. The winner is Brian Patrick Rice. So Brian Patrick Rice.
Yeah, congratulations, man. We're gonna have to get a video thing where we do like fireworks or something. Brian Patrick Rice, come on down. Awesome. Cool. So we'll have David, Apollo kind of get in touch with you, and we'll get that out. I think Apollo also offered worldwide shipping. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm I'm 98% sure that they offered worldwide shipping on that. So, oh yeah, Mercedes is saying we need to use a D20. That is a little too much work, Mercedes, to have a D20 on those dice. Okay. Awesome, man. Okay, so if you guys have, shoot me any questions about any of these scooters. I'm going to basically tell you that next week we're going to have something else special planned, but please check the Instagram, every single day. It's a new contest. Wow, 127 views. How did all these viewers come up? Crazy. 130 viewers? Oh, the UK maybe just woke up. Hey, everybody in the UK, you better give me a thumbs up right now. Just click it. Just click out of the live chat and give me the thumbs up. All right. Last week we got 100 likes. I don't know if we're gonna hit 100 likes again this week. Maybe we will. But we had a lot of viewers. Anyway, so thank you guys for checking in. If you have some ideas of content that you want us to do, then please message me. If you're on Facebook, definitely go on there. Thank you again to Eric, right, and David for being, guests on the show today. We really, really appreciate you guys, everything you do, and for taking the time to come on the show. And for all of you guys watching, you're the ones that make this possible. You're the ones that, you're our bosses. You're the ones that we are trying to help. Tomorrow at noon, I've got my office hours, so show up to that. I'll be there from 12 to 12:40 Pacific time if you have questions about electric scooters. That's about it. Is that? Oh yeah, look at my eye. Yeah, that's not that. That's the AC that we got. That I've been trying. I didn't want to say anything, but now I realize it's showing up. But like the AC. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the AC is I can't see anything. Cool. All right, you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, ride safe. Don't forget to wear your helmet. Don't forget to wash your hands, and don't forget to tell your friends about the Essential Workers campaign. Good night, you guys.